Gainsight is a customer success company. We kind of invented the category, everything from product experience, customer experience, and of course our traditional customer success software. I was the first CIO. When I got there were a lot of applications that different departments had put in place, but none of them were integrated. And so really one of the very first things I did was figure out what that integration platform was going to be, because that's really a huge part of the value that IT can provide. Anyone who's looking for any one of those tools should look at Workato, because it gives you the opportunity to do multiple things in one platform, especially if you're trying to run a very agile operation in which your business analysts or even non-IT users are empowered to get a lot of work done without a ton of technical expertise needed. It's very strong at that. I like to call it sort of my Swiss Army knife. We brought it in to do data integration between applications. Really, the quote to cash process is probably the most important one that I focused on. Along the way, we had some other requirements come along. So now I'm doing something that's not just data integration, but I would call just pure automation inside of Workato. I'm operating in a completely SaaS environment, and it turns out that there are very few true SaaS ETL tools out there. And I had the initial thought, hey, Workato is already connected to all the applications I want to pull data from. It may not be technically an ETL tool or called an ETL tool, but I don't see any reason why it couldn't do it. And so I talked to my friends at Workato, I talked to my friends at Dispatch who provide Workato services for me, who I love and who are awesome. And everybody said, well, let's try it. So we were all kind of learning together, but figured it out very quickly, and it worked extremely well. And in fact, the performance kind of surprised me. I was a little worried about the initial data load. And so at one point, I talked to the team about that, and we had one of the tables that we brought down was 300,000 records all at once. And I said, how'd it work? 300,000, like that's getting to be some pretty decent volume. They were like, yeah, no problem. So that was fantastic. I'm super happy to be able to use Workato as my ETL tool, because now I don't have to have a separate whole product and a separate whole skill set that someone needs to know how to run that tool. And I find that this kind of keeps happening, that we keep finding new uses for the tool. I think the key thing is that if I had to have separate products for all of these different uses, I would have to have more people. It's that simple. I just feel like you've added so much value to us. I'm just a big fan.